That's like I was saying earlier. I think it's like everything with like the food. Like it's so much like like you because me I cook, so I'm not really making small meals and stuff or like warming up stuff. Microwave meals and all that stuff. Like I usually make them breakfast and maybe a light lunch, but dinners like I mean it's so much cooking.
Toxic. She call me toxic. Yeah, I bet. She call me toxic. So cliche. Swear I am not shit. But I'm not though. She call me toxic cause I won't simp out. Never get phased or react to a big mouth. She call me toxic. She call me toxic. She call me toxic. Oh wow. Welcome to another edition of Sue Me Later. I'm your host, the villain with the most, Sean Bills. I have a very special guest here with me. Tierra. How you doing today?
Yeah, going on.
Well, today, I wanted to interview you, about, being a stay-at-home mom. I understand you were at one point. Um, there's a lot of, stigmas on stay-at-home mothers. On one end, people say you guys don't do anything. It's easy to do. You know what I'm saying? Then on the other hand, there are people who say that it's a lot of work. Some do not prefer it. so, I just wanted to ask you some questions and all that. Here at Sue Me Later, we like to get to the truth of things. So um, your exact experience, what was it like?
Um, it was well. I mean, I of course it's definitely it's not easy. Um, and I would say this like especially like during the summertime. I typically that's like my stay at home period, like during the summertime when out of school. So I don't get to pass them off like to anybody. So they're like here all the time, like during the summertime, eating all the food, using all the electricity, um, bickering, fighting with each other. I mean, um, leaving the house a mess. It's just yeah, it's like a never thing, like all day long, like you know. I'm hungry, or I want to do this, I want to go there, or so and so is doing this to me. It's just like literally constantly, like all day long. So yeah, it's definitely not easy. But I mean, I would say like if you get a schedule going or something like that, I can make it a little bit easier. But it was
Okay. So okay, you were doing summer, so that means no school, like no break, no nothing. And you were dealing with more than one. Like my one gets on my nerves. Like I think she's the only human on this planet who can get on my nerves like that. Like that. Like she just know. Like, I could be having a peaceful day and she'll just do one thing and I'm like, yo, what are we doing here? Like she that's the one person. Like not even my girl could do that. Like her, like that. So now I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying? So like what were some pros and some cons to staying home?
the pros is I definitely have to say like being able to have the freedom to do whatever you want to do, um in the house or outside the house or whatever. um I didn't have to worry about taking off of work or whatever when I needed to go to doctor's appointments or stuff like that. Or even if I just wanted to take time for myself, like my oldest would be like, okay, like I'll hold it down for a little bit, go in the room, like I'll take a little nap or something, just have a little bit of me time so I can just like regather myself. But um that's one of the pros that I think. Another pro I would say is I'm like very present with them, like when it comes to a lot of things. So I'm able to be more like involved in teaching them stuff, or just spending more time with them, like in general. I think that's a good thing for me. um the cons, oh, that's like I was saying earlier, I think it's like everything with like the food, like it's so much like like you because me I cook, so I'm not really making small meals and stuff or like warming up stuff, microwave meals and all that stuff. Like I usually make them breakfast and maybe a light lunch, but dinners like I mean, it's so much cooking. So lots of cleaning. Oh my god, lots of cleaning. It's like all day long and then washing clothes and I mean it's just so much to do. That's the cons of it. It's like you never stop doing things.
I could believe that, and I know your husband. He likes to eat, so him alone, you making big meals. So
It to last some days, but that I get to tell you that don't work either because I said all the leftovers is gone already. So here I again.
I can definitely believe that. Um, so yeah, definitely. Do you prefer? Because you also have a career. So do you prefer staying at home or do you prefer working like outside the house?
Um, I like both. Um, because I usually I think the longest time I stayed at home was like almost a year. It was like 10 months. That's the longest I stayed at home. But by that time, I started to become like a little bit like, um, I don't know, like maybe I like missed like the interaction with like other people, like other adults and stuff. And I also did miss my career a little bit. So that's when I decided to go back. And I really like, I didn't regret it or anything. I mean, there, at times I feel like I wish I was home more, but luckily like the way like my schedule is like with my job is I still have more time at home because I only work 3 days a week. So um it's not as much time, of course, me being home all the time, but at least like I can be here enough where, I'm not completely missing everything. So like, I would say I like both. Like I feel like fulfilled because whenever I can that's the beauty. First of all, let me say it's the beauty of like being on a travel contract because whenever my contract is up, I can just like, hey, I don't want to go back. I can stay home for a period of time whenever I want and just go back into it whenever I want to. So yeah, I like that. It's like it's very flexible for me. Like I feel like staying home, I'll stay home. I go to work, I go to work. So
Okay,
I like both.
so on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressful is it being a stay-at-home mom?
We going with 10? 'Cause
On average, on a scale of 1 to 10.
yeah, it's like um I don't know. I mean, I probably I would say 10, but then again, it's like, well, every day is not the same. Some days are just really good days. Other days are really stressful. So I'll probably give it probably like a 7. But I mean, even on those 10 days, it's like you know, as long as you like have like for me, I'm really big on like meditating and stuff like that. So like, I just take a moment, just gather myself, or whatever. Like stress, I let stress get to me to the point where I just can't do it anymore. So, um, yeah, it really is somewhere between 7 and 10, depending on the day.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, how stressful is it being at work outside the home?
Um, I have to like I would say like a 5, because it's like some certain times when I'm like at work, it's things happen that I out of my control. I can't get to them. School calls me, and I'm like, I'm working and I can't leave work or, I can't literally do anything. And I have to, rely on my husband who really he can't, most of the time he can't either. So it's, that's the only thing because whenever that happens, I'll just in my mind I say like, man, if only I was home, I wouldn't have to worry about any of this. Like, I could just take care of whatever situation comes up and, you know, it'll be
Yeah, because
done
you're,
with.
you're in the
But
medical field, right? So with that, you can't drop everything and just go. Like me, working at the yard. Hey yo, my foreman, yo, I
Mm,
gotta go. I got pizza, yo, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So nah, it definitely is different. You have a very important job, so I can see how that can be
yeah,
stressful. Not being able to reach out and touch the babies when they're in need. Okay,
exactly.
so and then you said you prefer, kind of like a hybrid, which is good. I mean, I think you have a good routine. When you're home, then you're not. So you kind of you're not all the way in on either one, and that's really good. Like that's why I wanted to interview you. Like your dynamic is very unique, and that's a luxury.
Mm,
Cause, whew, look, I stayed home with baby girl like during quarantine for like 2 weeks, and I was like, you know what, I love you, but daddy's going back to work. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, I
that was
I
such
I do all
like
everything. I still do the cleaning, the laundry, the cooking, the help with the homework and everything. Now, I work nights, so it's a little different. By the time she, is home from school, I'm up and I can help out. But yeah, no, salute to y'all, cause man, I watch her and my niece together. I watched them together for a weekend, and man, I wasn't so happy to see my sister ever in her life. I like, you got to come get my niece, man, because I don't know what it is with the kids. Like 1 minute everything is kumbaya and they're like cool, they're happy, and then in a split second they arguing and fighting, and it be over the dumbest things. And I'll be like, yo, what in the world I got going on? I'm like, yo, y'all got it. Look, man, I'm like, y'all stressing me out. I'm about to open this Ray and Nephew because y'all got a lot going on right now. And it definitely, so that basically was it. I just wanted to get, some more insight on that dynamic because it's come up a lot between me and my bros about, you know, moms who stay at home and, women who work. And there's a lot of different stigmas. They say women who work, they can't be true wives or true women because they're working out in the workforce. And I was like, I don't know. My mom worked, so they still married. Damn it, 30 years later. So I don't know, but then they say women who stay at home, they don't do anything. They sit up and watch Real Housewives all day and sip wine and spend all the money and do Pilates and yoga and don't cook, don't clean, don't do anything. And I'm like, I know you personally, so I'm like, that's the I know you're not like that. Like I've seen the dynamic between you and your
yeah,
husband. I love the way y'all interact with each other. So that definitely was that put a battery in my back to want to definitely get some information out here because if you sit on the internet listening to things all day, you'll get a warped reality of what's really going on out here in the world. So
exactly.
that's what we about here. We about putting real things out and being mythbusters because it's a lot of different stigmas on a lot of things, and people don't touch grass. So
Yes, you.
so yeah, so that's basically it. I appreciate your time today. I know it's a Friday. It's beautiful outside. I know you want to go have some fun. Me, my kid's coming soon, even though I'm gonna be kid free this weekend. But
Yep, same here. That time.
so I thank you for your time. This has been an interview for Sue Me Later. I'm your host, the villain with the most, Sean Bills. This is Tierra. If you want to plug your socials, your business, anything, you can.
It's just at Tierra Chanel. Well, T Chanel. I'm sorry, on Instagram. Double underscore at the end. Um, Tierra McDill on Facebook. I got create on the shirt. It's K by K21 on Instagram, or create a custom on Instagram. That's all with K's. Um, yeah, and that's it.
All right. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure.